Thank you guys for joining us on Instagram. We're going to start right now as soon as we have a go on this side over here. There's a countdown that comes in. Let's take a look. Now that one takes a little bit, but it'll come on.
What kind of camera is that?
It's just a regular webcam, but it's I think a Casio or yeah. There you go. It's going to start. All right. Okay, guys, we are live now also on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Let me hop in there, and we got 6 people watching now. We're going to see how many we hop on Facebook. All right. Well, thanks for coming in, Victor.
Thank you for having me.
Running around as usual. OC Biz. I'm all dressed up. I started my day pretty early over with Dr. Vu from Kiwanis.
Yes,
He invited me to an event over at Fountain Valley Chamber of Commerce and Diversity. They're looking to work with other entities, obviously Hispanic, Anglo, and so forth. A lot of Asian people in Westminster. But let's combine and work on that. So, once again, we're back. OC Biz Live every Wednesday at 7, except for today. Today, I had a networking event and I ran over from downtown Santana. So, shout out to Cervecito, who put on a really good event. And we're here with Victor Bermejo, right?
Yes,
Bermejo. I have him under Victor Skaz. We're going to get into that. Well, what's Skaz? And I know the music.
Yes.
So I know it's something like that. I like Skaz. I hear that music. I like it. So thanks for joining us, Victor. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Let's talk about who Victor is. Where'd you grow up? How'd you come into Santana? How'd you start doing what you're doing now with OC Reels? Let's talk about everything who Victor is and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. So my full name is Victorino Bermejo, but
Okay.
I go by Victor. I was raised here in the city of Santana. I went to John Adams for my elementary, Car Intermediate for middle school, and then Valley High School.
Okay. So you lived on like that side, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. The ward, what is that, 6?
I think that's 6.
Yeah, shout out to Phil.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I graduated from Valley and I went to Santa Ana College
Okay.
for a couple years.
All right.
I was kind of just playing around what kind of major I wanted.
Okay.
And shout out to Santa Ana College. Great for people that don't know what they want to do, want to explore fields. That's where it's a great place to learn, as well as it's not expensive. So
Yeah.
it's great.
And I believe there's a program here in Santa Ana. If you're a graduate of the Santa Ana Unified School District, I believe you can get, I'm not sure if it's 1 year or 2 years for free at Santa Ana College. So look that up. Don't quote me. Don't call me. Go, no, it's not, Luis. I saw that before. I think it's still going on. So
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was one of the initiatives that the partnership with Santa Ana College and the Santa Ana Unified School District.
Mhm.
And one of their goals was to have more AA degrees as well as
Yeah.
high school diplomas in households.
Right.
And so by bridging that gap between high school and college and offering those services,
Mhm.
we're able to better accomplish that goal.
Okay.
So it is only offered to Santa Ana Unified School residents. So
Residents.
high schools.
Yeah. Cool. So you went to Santa Ana College. What was your degree? What did you decide to study?
So when I went into Santa Ana College, the first thing that I was really hooked on was video game and graphic design.
Who isn't right now, right? All the kids are into that.
Well, it's interesting because everybody's like, "Oh, I can play video games all day.
I can
do it
make a
all
game."
day. I can make a game." But when you sit there and you
Uh-huh.
start doing it, you're like, "Oh, I didn't really think this through," you know. So it changes, and so I changed from graphic and video game design to psychology. And psychology is a great field, but one of the things with psychology is oversaturated.
Mm.
And at the time, I loved psychology, but I knew that if I graduated and pursued a higher education psychology, I knew it was going to be super saturated. And what you try to get out of school is your investment, your
Right.
time, your money, and to be able to get a job that you
And
really
use
want
it.
to
Yeah.
do. Exactly.
Use your
exactly.
degree.
That's
Yeah.
the most important thing.
Of course.
And so I decided to jump out of psychology and do arts. But at the same time, I also took up a blue collar skill like welding
Oh.
because desk jobs are nice and all, but welding, plumbing, construction is always going to be in
All the,
demand.
all the trades.
All the trades,
Trades are
exactly.
trades are good too, guys. If there's no college in your future, trades are really good. Electricians get really good money.
Electricians,
Plumbers
yes.
make some major money.
And
Yeah.
like you're saying, all these great
Yeah.
trades, straight out of college, shout out to them again.
Mhm.
They offer all these trades, especially to high schoolers too. I know that there could be like fresh or not freshmen, but like sophomores, juniors, and seniors, and they'll offer those programs to high school students while they're
Mhm.
still in high school and pay for the classes, pay for the material, pay for the certification. So
Nice.
you have like these 16, 17-year-old students graduating, but they also have a license to weld, the license to do plumbing.
Yeah.
And right off the bat, they don't have to go to college. It's
Right.
another option, but they can go into welding, plumbing, construction, electrician.
Yeah.
And these are all great paying jobs. They're
Right.
always going to be in demand. So it's one of the other options that they had.
Yeah, there's always a demand for welding's expensive too. Like a gate or something like that. That gets expensive. Trust me.
Yeah. So when I was doing welding, the fun fact that I learned about it was that the starting pay, this was like, I think about 8 years ago.
Okay.
Starting pay for a welder was about $36 here in California, starting. And that's without like
Union or none of that.
without union or certification. Then once you get certified through the city of LA, that license alone carries so much power.
Yeah.
Because once you're licensed through the city of Los Angeles,
Mhm.
you can go all across the United States and people will hire you.
Oh wow.
And what a lot of people would do from Santa Ana College is they would study for about 2 years,
Yeah.
get their certification, get the certification from Los Angeles, and then they would go to Las Vegas.
Okay. A lot of building out there.
A lot of building
Yeah.
casinos down,
Right.
up, down, up.
Yeah.
And
And even
so-
homes. I mean, there's a big
Mhm.
influx of homes now. And Las Vegas used to be cheap. I remember when I was looking at investments, it was cheap down there.
It was,
100,000, 200,000. Now everything's doubled, almost triple now.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it gets a lot more pricey. But at the time, welders in Las Vegas were making minimum, I think it was like $52
Nice.
an hour. And this was like 8 years ago.
So imagine how much it is now.
Yeah, and so it just keeps going up. So that's always a great trade skill. It's always going to be in demand. Very dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's good to have that skill in case other things didn't work out.
So you have your certificate.
I didn't get my certificate, but I know how to do like the basic welding as well as like MIG welding as well as arc welding. So it's
Okay.
a little bit of everything. I can't use it professionally,
But you could do it if,
But I can do
if
it.
needed.
if needed. I can do it.
Wow. So in the program, I'm sorry to cut you off. So in that program, I think I see a connection how you eventually ended up in Kiwanis.
yes,
Because I know there was a person there, Luisa Ruiz,
yes, Shout
that
out to
was
Lisa.
very big on helping kids out at Santa Ana College and the welding program through
Correct.
our Santa Ana Kiwanis Club that I've been associated with for about 15 years myself. So is that how you got into Kiwanis?
So the way I got involved with Kiwanis would be like right after high school.
Okay.
My story with Kiwanis was I graduated high school. I didn't know what I wanted to do after high school. And I kind of just showed up at Santa Ana College like a week before classes started. And I went to the registration office and I told them, hey, I need some help. Like, how can we help you? And I'm like, sign up for college? And they're like, oh, okay, so what do you need? And I'm like, help?
Yeah.
And I'm like, this lady, she came to our school and talked about, pre-registering and going to college. And they're like, you're talking about Luisa.
Luisa.
And I'm like, yeah, her.
Yeah.
So I go upstairs. I talk to her. She's like, don't worry, we're going to get you enrolled in college.
Okay.
And she's like, don't worry about tuition. Don't worry about books. We have lots of programs, lots
Nice.
of resources here that are going to be more than happy to help you out, right? And I was like, okay, cool. So spent the whole day, did my testing, did my registering for classes, signed up for everything. And then I think the first week of school when it started, we went to classes. It was completely different from like high school, you
Of course.
your routine and stuff.
Yeah.
And the syllabus talked about, all right, this is what's going to be expected of you. This is how I grade. these are the books that you need to get. And I was like, whoa, what do you mean
Whoa,
we
whoa,
need
whoa.
to get?
Yeah.
And then they're like, yeah, so you're gonna need these 3 books for English, and
Oh, yeah.
you're gonna need these special test sheets and stuff.
Yeah, what's up, man?
And I was like, oh, okay. So then we go to the bookstore, and then you're looking at brand new books. They're like $100, $200, and I was like, oh crap, they're so
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, that's very discouraging,
Yeah.
especially as my first time going to college,
Yes.
especially the first in my family to go to college.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It was very intimidating
Right.
because you're like, oh, okay, I just registered for classes, but then I need another like $600-$700 book on just books, and I was like, and then some of them are used and they're still expensive.
Oh,
I was
even
like,
used
wow,
ones, yeah.
even the used
I used to
ones.
get the used ones because it's got the little notes and stuff. Like from the last guy
Yeah.
that used it, you hope that the guy made good notes though, and he knew what he was doing.
And so yeah, and that's when I went back to Luisa, and I was kind of putting my head down. I was like, hey, Luisa, I don't think college is for me. I don't have the money for
Yes.
the books, the fees and stuff, and I'm like, it's a little too much.
Yeah.
And she's all like, oh no, don't worry. Like I told you, she's like, we have programs, scholarships. The Santa Ana Kiwanis has been always grateful to give to the community and to be a big part of it.
Right.
And so my first semester at Santa Ana College, they covered all my books.
Nice.
And they were all used, like you
Mhm.
said, and they did help because they had like a little
Yeah,
sticky
yeah,
notes
yeah.
and the highlighted stuff. So it
I
just
would
made
actually go
everything
get
easier.
used books instead of new ones.
And so that was very helpful.
Yeah.
And to see that there's people out there that you may not even know,
Yeah.
but they're still willing to give,
Yeah.
is very impactful. And I think it was that left a lasting impression on me.
Right.
That when I had the opportunity to join Kiwanis, I
Mhm.
did. And so a majority of my career in Santa Ana College and in college was involved with Santa Ana Kiwanis.
Right.
And I honestly dedicated a lot of my life to, or not a lot of my life, but I would say about
A lot of your time.
A lot of my time.
Yeah. And time is valuable.
Yes.
Yes.
As you get older, you figure that that's one of the most valuable
It's the
resources.
one thing you can't buy.
True. You cannot.
You can't buy love.
Mhm.
You can't buy time. There's
Right.
another one, I forget what it is, but
Dinosaur.
No,
Can't
you-
buy a dinosaur.
you can't buy manners.
Manners.
Manners, I think, is the other one.
There you
Yeah.
go.
You can't. You got to learn that.
No, respect. It's
Is
respect.
that respect? Okay. Well, all right, I don't know.
You earn it. You can't buy it.
There you go.
There you go.
Okay,
You
there you go.
can't buy
I
it.
learned something today.
But yeah, that was a big part of the Kiwanis group that was very impactful.
Yeah. So they helped you through your couple of years that you were at school?
Through my couple years of college,
Wow,
that was
nice.
a big part of them. And I was so moved by them that as soon as I graduated high school and I started my career,
Mm-hmm.
once I had the opportunity to go back into Kiwanis, I did. I just wanted to be that support system to pay it forward for people.
Sure.
And then also I had the opportunity to go to the high schools and talk to people
Yeah.
about college.
Yeah.
Which to many may sound weird,
Mm-hmm.
but coming into the Hispanic community and going to college prep nights or college application forms and me sitting down with parents and talking to them about, su hijo aquí tiene que hacer estas aplicaciones, tiene que llenar estas formas, se necesita copia de los taxis.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just like, oh,
Yeah.
this is talking to the
The
parents.
parents.
The parents that don't speak English. And so then this is all new. But what do you need this for? What do you need this for? So very suspicious.
Yeah.
We as a culture, we're always very hesitant about sharing information
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
that. But when I would talk to them, I'm like, it's very important that you support your son, your daughter, and what they're doing to go to higher education.
Sure.
And so I would sit there and I talk to them. These are the forms. These are the applications. These are the taxes. This is the reason the taxes are used for. And believe it or not, there's free money. And they're like, free money? And I'm
Right.
like, yes. And so once the parents find out that it's not going to cost them a lot,
They're like, go for it, right?
go for it. Yeah, like I tell them, so yours is how much you made in your taxes. This is how much the state of California is going to give your son to go to school. And they're like, oh my God, really? $5,000? And I'm like, yeah. And it's for books, for tuitions, for whatever they need.
Mm-hmm.
And they're surprised.
Yeah.
You know? And I told them college is affordable. The only problem is that we lack that knowledge.
Education.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that we gatekeep.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that we gatekeep.
Yeah.
We tend to gatekeep knowledge, information, wealth, saving money, and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
I think it's such a bad thing, but I think it's very important that we need to teach it in our community, especially as Hispanics.
Right. Well, stuff that's not taught at school, how to bank, how to save, what's a mutual fund, what are kind of investments are out there, how does real estate work, how can I buy a house? Because these things, unfortunately for our community, some of the people have been taken advantage of. So then when they've
Yes.
been taken advantage of, they don't want to deal with anybody else after that. They're like, oh no, no, I got ripped off 5 grand already for buying a house, and the guy took off and I can't find him. So they don't want to trust the next person that comes to them. But unfortunately, fortunately, I'm sorry, there's people in this city, this county, that have integrity and will not be in that position to rip you off. Otherwise, help you out. And I think for me, I've been seeing that a lot more lately, especially with what's going on right now in Santana, where people are going out and helping each other out, helping your neighbor, helping your friends, and so forth. Because amazingly to me, what's going on, there was people that came to me and said, "Hey, Luis, I don't have papers." I'm like, "What? You got papers?" I'm like, "I thought you were born here." He's like, "Nope." And they speak fluent in English, and you would never think they don't. So it's one of those things that they're stereotyping people. Obviously,
Yeah.
they're I look as Mexican as I can. No big deal. Are they going to take me? They're going to try to take me, maybe. So it's one of those things that help. And like you said, the help out there, the education, the knowledge that you give these people, and then hopefully they
Yeah.
make the right decision and come back and do something. So Kiwanis, then you didn't join our Kiwanis. That's the one gripe I've heard about you.
Yes.
At Kiwanis, he didn't join Santa Ana Kiwanis. He went to another Kiwanis club, which is Kiwanis OC,
Yes.
and then he worked there. So a couple of people when I was in Kiwanis were like, "Oh yeah, Victor's not with us. He's with some other group." I'm like, "All right," but I know you've been coming around to a lot of the events.
So
Yeah.
yeah, after graduating college and then going into the workforce, the opportunity came up to charter a new Kiwanis club in the Orange County area, and Kiwanis does have a lot of my heart, and Santa Ana Kiwanis will always hold a special place in my heart. But this new Kiwanis club that was being formed, their whole mission statement was to work with adults with disabilities and special needs.
Okay.
And the reason I'm tied to this so closely is because in high school we have a lot of programs that deal with like special needs. Well, not deal, but necessarily, but
Help
assist adults or students with special needs, disabilities, and stuff like that. And these programs will follow them from elementary school all the way to high school.
Right.
And then after high school, maybe 1 or 2 years.
Yes.
But then after that, there's work.
There's a follow up.
There's a follow up, yeah. And so you don't really have these communities where adults with special needs or disabilities come together and just hang out, be like every other people,
Be like a normal kid.
Be a normal person, right?
I'm not saying the special need kids are not normal, but I'm just saying normality of life and activities and so forth.
Yeah, and so our club came together and said we need to be able to offer this safe space for adults with disabilities, adults that may not have interaction with other people, or perhaps the parents of adults with special needs or disabilities. And so this community formed based off of that. And we've been together for about 10 years, 10 years exactly.
Oh, okay.
And it's great to see that this community in the last 10 years has grown so much that you can see that we've had people come into our club for Action Club, the special needs, that when they first started, they had so much social anxiety that they couldn't even say, "Hi, my name is so." And flash forward into, I'd say, like 2 years into our club. Now you have these same people, they couldn't talk, couldn't say hi, couldn't introduce themselves. Now they're very verbal, very vocal.
Yeah.
"Hi, my name is Jessica. My name is Nancy. And I think we should do this, to help out the veterans. Or we should do Mother's Day cards for Brookwood that we're going to give away to these moms and stuff."
Right.
And so it's really great to see that they're giving back to the community, but at the same time, it's them. They're the ones that organize everything. They run their own meeting. They decide what kind of activities they want to do, what kind of service projects they want to do. And so that's the whole gist of that, and I love being a part of that.
No, that's awesome. I mean, like anytime I was talking to people, and sometimes people, we call them haters, right? They'll be like, "How come you post everything that you do?" It's like I don't post it to brag. I post it to
Yeah.
maybe have you inspired or encourage you to help out with the same situations. You said earlier, time is very valuable. Yes, it is, and I always believe that whenever you're ready, doesn't come at a certain age or a certain time, but whenever you're ready to either give some money away, some time away, or some talent away, that's what
Yes.
you should be doing. Time, talent, or treasure is the important thing in any club, whether you're Rotary, Lions, Assistance
Elks.
League, Elks, all that. It's about what you put into it, and you'll get it 10 times back. Wow, that's awesome. And I know you were president for a couple years ago, or like a year ago, right?
So yeah, we were the same term
We were at the same
actually.
time.
We were at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah, that was last year. I just came out of it, so
Yeah.
that was our 10-year
Okay.
anniversary. So yeah, 10 years.
10 years. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Kiwanis is very special to my heart too, and I enjoy helping kids. I enjoy seeing that progress, like you said. We were just at AISS with
Yes.
these super smart kids. You see that kid? He's going to Princeton.
Yes.
Dang! I was like, man, I knew that kid like 2, 3 years ago. He's going to Princeton. A Hispanic Latino, well, I call him Latino, a Latino from Santa Ana,
Yeah.
who's going to be an engineer going to Princeton. That's amazing.
And it's amazing too with the AIS because just like Juanes, they're super invested in getting these kids into these high Ivy League colleges,
Oh, yeah.
universities, where diversity is like very low.
Mm-hmm.
Where the diversity is like I'd say like 70% Caucasian, and then like little to no other ethnic groups.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and so to have our representation of like our students
Mm-hmm.
here from Santa Ana
Mhm.
going to UCI, going to Ivy Leagues, going to Stanford,
Yeah. Berkeley, man, we got a lot of them going to Berkeley.
yeah, a lot of Berkeley.
Yeah.
It's really good. You know,
Yeah.
you can't not feel proud.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah, when I go around, I'm an ambassador for AISS. I go to events and I talk a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and then I go, by the way, I'm also an ambassador for AISS. They're like, what's AISS? And I explain to them, they're like, dude, that's awesome. And that's how I bring people in.
Mhm.
Every year we have a gala, and every year I try to bring somebody different to our gala. I invite those people again, but then I try to bring new people in to see all the great stuff that Debbie Wells is doing with this organization. And I met Debbie Wells at Kiwanis.
Same.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I met her there, and you met at Jefe, right?
At Jefe, yeah.
At Jefe.
Paul Weir.
Me and El Jefe, we hit it off when we first met, so it was perfect, and I want to keep his legacy going because he said to me one time, "You should be president of the United States, Luis." I'm like, I'm not a U.S. citizen. I was a naturalized citizen. I can't. But you know what? With this new guy up there, Cheeto Fingers, maybe I could change the law and I could be president. So tell us about OC Reels. OC Reels. I know when I met you, you were doing videos and stuff. And he does awesome stuff, guys. If you guys are ever interested in doing it, by the way, his name and phone number is scrolling here on this camera right here. Why don't you give them your phone number right there, Victor, how they can reach out if they need a video for a business, pictures, stuff like that. He's been helping us out at OC Biz with videos for our grand openings, videos for events. I know he did one for AISS, just different things. And you're always on downtown Santa Ana.
Yes.
So yeah, so give them your phone number right there to that by phone, and so they know.
So best number to reach me at is 714-640-4283. I'd say text me ahead of time so I don't know you're a scam call. I know that nobody likes to pick up phone calls for some reason, and you're like, debt collector, scam.
Yeah.
So just also text me, same number. It's great.
Mhm.
Hey, my name's Jose. I saw you on OC Biz. I was wondering if you could help me with this.
Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah.
I'd be more than happy to set up a call or a meeting.
So tell us about that. How what you do, and tell us how you got into that. I mean, it's I know it's fun. When I do my stuff, it's fun to me.
So interestingly enough, I've always when I graduated from Santa Ana College, it was in marketing and international marketing.
Oh, nice.
And at the time, this was back in like 2015, 2016, something
Okay.
like that. There was no masters, no bachelors for digital media.
Right.
So
It was just
Facebook,
kicking off.
no
Yeah.
Instagram, none of that. So new field, right? And so I had the two options: is either go into debt, pursue a bachelor's in marketing, or jump into the field and grow with the field. because the moment you graduate from college, university, they always ask you for experience.
Yeah, of course.
And so experience is very valuable. So I
Right.
decided, you know what, I'm just going to jump into the field, go wherever I can, and get the experience that I can. And so after college, I did a couple of marketing jobs, not the best. I would do marketing for a checking place. I would do door to door pest control marketing, and then what else? Coffee sales, online marketing, and then COVID hit, and so everybody kind of was just stuck at
Everybody
home.
got stuck.
And at that time, I was like, "Oh man, what are we gonna do now?" You know. And so I did what everybody else did: filed for unemployment. Took that money, set it savings, set it for whatever I need to pay my bills and to pay all that stuff.
Right.
But at the time, since I was stuck at home so much, so you just spend a lot of time on the computer, on your
Yes.
screen, and so you just get thinking, you're like,
You start
oh,
learning it.
start learning it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so after the unemployment was going to run out, like a month before, I started looking for a job. And I found a job with a marketing company in Santa Ana.
Okay.
And what they did was SEO, which is search engine optimize,
Mhm.
websites, Google ads, Instagram ads. And so I was like, oh, okay, cool. And so this is where I wanted to be. And I'm like, this is the
You
field.
wanted to learn that.
This is what I want to learn. So
Right.
perfect. So I jump in there and they're like, yeah, it's going to be a marketing job. You know, we're a Google certified partner. We work with Facebook and all this stuff. So I'm like, perfect.
Yeah.
And so I got in there. And what they didn't tell me was that it's starting as sales.
Oh,
And so I was like,
no base salary. It was all commission.
so they had a base salary
Uh-huh.
and then they had a commission. So based on how many clients you could get, there was an additional bonus and stuff.
Yeah.
And so for the first year that I was doing it, and I was like, oh, okay, it was pretty good. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
The thing that made me different from the other people that worked is not only did I understand marketing and sales, but I also spoke Spanish.
Yeah.
And so the marketing department for this company, or yeah, the marketing company, the marketing side didn't really have a lot of Spanish. And so I was able to understand the culture, the language, the mannerisms, which was very important in the
Oh, yeah.
Hispanic community. And more importantly than that, very respectful over the phone.
Sure.
That's one of the big things with Hispanics. If you're
Mhm.
going to do business, just have a mutual respect.
Sure.
Even if you're not going to buy, just a mutual respect.
Yeah.
And so I think because I brought those traits, I guess, into the traits tools into the sales, I was able to advance really quick.
Nice.
And so I was like, oh, okay, I could do this. And so I did move up into a closing position where it was just commission. And so I was having fun with that because I was making like a lot of money, and I was like, oh wow, this is so great. But then I had a bad side to it, and so sometimes not everybody gets this, but I started getting calls from clients that I had closed them. I told them, yeah, this is what your business needs. This is what your business is gonna get out of.
Right.
I did my job, and then the company on their half wasn't following through.
Oh, okay.
And so I would start getting calls like, hey, it's been 3 weeks. My website hasn't been updated. Completely out of my control. And so other people on the floor would be able to do that and be like, oh, yeah, or just ignore the calls. Just ignore the calls. I had this really bad guilt. And so I'm telling people here, this is how it works. This is how it's going to benefit your business. And this is how much you're going to pay. Perfect. And then they switch it out in the back. Something else happens. And now I'm getting dragged through the mud and they're throwing all this stuff at me.
That happens.
And so after 3 years, I kind of I guess I plateaued at sales. And then I really wanted to move into the actual marketing. I want to be able to shoot ads on Instagram, shoot ads on Facebook, like those old school commercials. Hey, come on down to so and so, that type of marketing.
Yeah.
But they weren't offering that.
Okay.
And when I had told the company, I'm like, this is what I really want to do. And they're like, well, then you're in the wrong place. And like, when they told me that, I was like, well, I guess that's the end of that.
Yeah, that's it. Say ya.
So after that, I was just like, you know what? I know how to do it now. I'm like, I know how to set up Google Ads. I know how to set up businesses online. I know how to do social media, photography. video. I'm like, well, I could just do it myself.
Right.
Cut them, take all the money for myself,
Yeah.
reinvest it, and do what I need to. But not only that, I have power on how I do it and when I do it. And if I say I'm going to do it,
Yeah.
it's me, right? And so that's how that came about. 2 years ago, I registered my business under OC Reels. And what I did with it is that my statement for my business was to be heavily focused here in Orange County, which is the OC part.
Mm-hmm.
And the Reels was mostly for videos and photography. But on top of that, I also do like SEO, websites, marketing, ads, and stuff like that.
Okay.
But the difference that I'm cutting between me and like those big agencies is
you're cutting the middleman out.
I'm cutting the middleman out, but because I have that freedom, I'm able to work with small mom and pop shops that may have a beautiful product, an amazing service, but they don't know how to get it out there.
Right.
And
it's like if you have the cure to cancer right here,
right,
but you can't get it out to the people, it's not a beneficial kind of thing.
Right. So, and then you'll have like these agencies, these marketing companies calling them up and be like, "Oh, we can get your business online, for $700. This is this, and this is this." I'm like, I know that. I used to do that, so I understand where they're coming from and how much they're making off of that.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm able to control that. So I'm able to support small businesses and be like, okay, let's sit down. Mm-hmm. What does your business do? Well, I own a bakery. Okay, cool. And what do you guys sell? Or do you guys specialize in anything? Oh, yeah, we make these matcha conchas, right? Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, I've never heard of that. Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm going to sit down with you. We're going to shoot 15 videos for the whole month talking about your matcha conchas. We're going to do 20 pictures. That way you have something to post every day.
Right.
A picture every other day, a video every other day. Perfect. We're going to hold a contest, tag a friend, like this page, follow this page. We're going to grow your page.
Right.
We'll do one of those every quarter, right? And I'm not going to say it's going to grow overnight, but slowly and surely, every quarter you're going to get more
and more followers.
More followers.
Yeah.
And this is pretty simple. It's not that big. It doesn't have to cost you a lot.
Right.
Despite where people be like, oh, I bought followers.
Oh, I heard about that too.
And so in the field of social media and marketing, you notice that on Instagram, you'll have people be like, oh, yeah, I have like 64,000 followers, 100K followers. But what they don't tell you is that a lot of those followers are just bought.
I have 36,000. I have not bought one.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. But I post every single day. You see me post.
So yeah, that's the other thing. That's
I post every day.
That is organic growth.
Uh-huh.
So that is organic growth where you're going to get organic responses.
Right.
And the algorithm through social media always changes. And so right now the algorithm with Instagram is that they're looking for people that are engaging, liking over numbers.
Right.
So it translates to quality over quantity. And so that's what a lot of businesses right now really do need, because you can have people that have like 100K followers, but you look at their pictures, they have like 40 likes, no comments.
Yeah, no comments.
And so I'm just like, it really doesn't benefit you to buy followers.
Right.
But
and then the followers you buy, from my understanding, they're not even from this country. They're from some other country. So what is the benefit? What's the benefit?
Yeah, so a lot of those accounts will come from South Africa, I think.
India.
Yeah. Places where they have like a giant abundance of people and technology.
Yeah.
And so they'll have like perk farms, or they're called mobile farms.
Oh, okay.
And so they do this for almost everything. So if you have a Facebook, if you have an Instagram, if you have a Spotify, if you have a YouTube, what they do is they'll have like 50 to 100 phones, right? And then you say, oh, I want to really blow up this YouTube video, right? So you talk to the guy and he'll shoot it on all the phones.
Oh, really?
So you have all these 100 phones, and then you're getting likes on all your videos, right? Same thing with streaming songs on Spotify. And so that's how people buy likes and streams and stuff like that. But they started to crack down on it. So they're searching for like IP addresses. If they're all the same, it's not going to count them anymore.
Oh, wow.
And so it continues to develop because in the past you could have easily made like $60,000 a month just because saying, "Hey, I can guarantee you a million likes or views on your video." Oh yeah,
Right.
how much is it going to cost? Boom.
Wow.
So technology moves fast, but
It's ever changing.
it's ever changing.
Yeah,
That's
we
it.
got AI now.
Yes, AI is another big one.
Yeah, AI is like, if you're not on AI right now, you're falling behind.
Yes, so that's the other thing. It's if you don't adapt, you got to retire because by the time you catch up, it's already advanced even
Yeah, yeah.
more.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a big one.
Yeah, like you said, back in the day, Facebook and everybody was on Facebook. Now we got Instagram. Now we got TikTok. I'm not big on TikTok. I've never got into TikTok, and I don't know why. I just didn't get into it. But I've got a page, but nobody really don't do anything with it. But you got to keep up with the times. Keep up with the times, otherwise you'll get left behind. And somebody was on here the other day and said, research your name on AI. Put it on there like Victor Bermejo,
Hmm.
Osirio Santa Ana on AI, and it'll pop up a bunch of stuff on you, like a lot of information.
Yeah.
I had a client that I did that for the other day, and it popped up like when he got sued and stuff. Like it's like everything was popping up. He's like, "Dude, I got sued like 8 years ago. That's still there."
Yeah, yeah. So
So it's amazing
it
how
keeps a
AI
good
is.
track record.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. What else? I know you got something going on with Polaroids because that's coming back.
Yeah, so that's coming back a lot. Um, Funny you should say that because I do a lot of like freelance work on the weekends downtown Santa Ana,
Hmm.
and what I'll do is I'll take a couple packs of Polaroids myself with of film, and then I go downtown usually like on Friday night or Saturday night, and
Okay.
I'll walk around mostly at like the art walk. And I go around talking to people, and they're like, "Oh, hey, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, hey, I'm just selling Polaroids. It's $10, one of a kind. You're not gonna get anywhere else." And like, really? And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, for sure." And then they're like, "I'm like, really? Just $10?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's only $10." I'm like, "And you have the camera and everything. I take care of everything." And I'm like, "I'll take the picture. I'll explain to it. Don't shake it."
Uh-huh.
And then if you don't like it, I'll take it back and I'll give you another one. They're like, "Really?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And so every weekend or every weekend it used to
Yeah.
be I go to downtown, I go to go to the El Indio, go to the Copper Door, go to like all the bars and stuff, and just
Now you go to Santos Pizza.
Santos Pizza. Oh, shout out to Santos Pizza, Mike. That guy, he's been a great supporter. Every time I show up, great people, great pizza. And congratulations to him launching his restaurant in Santa Ana. I know he's a local Santa Ana guy too.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, he's been with the community and he's a great guy. So
Okay.
let's get to him.
Nice. Nice. And you're at Cervecito. I've seen you at Cervecito and
Yes.
stuff like that. So yeah.
So I'm very close with the community. I've always been involved with a lot of the local businesses, mostly thanks to Eddie Chiares.
Yeah.
He's
Shout out to Eddie Q. I was just
Eddie
with him.
Q, yeah.
I was just with him at Cervecito. He was the one with all the tickets. Dang, wait. He wanted to get me drunk.
Oh yeah, that's how he gets
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
But yeah, Eddie Q has been a huge inspiration for me. He's been a mentor of mine. He's taught me a lot of the things that I've needed from like public speaking to personal relationships with like businesses and networking. Very important networking in
Networking.
the community.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the businesses in downtown Santa Ana, they have some amazing little gems that nobody knows about. And so by me being able to work with these small businesses, or even just showing up to like local community events, I'm able to showcase them, even though they didn't pay me.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be there. I'd be like, "Oh, hey, we're here down at the Orange Claw arcade game, which just opened up
Oh yeah, I
downtown
heard
Santa
you were
Ana."
telling me about that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so if you guys are looking for claw games, I highly recommend Orange Claw. They're a couple that just opened up here in Santa Ana, and they have amazing claw games. They have token systems, and then you can trade in the plushies too. So it's great.
Okay.
They have Labubus too. So if people that like Labubus, they're now there.
Booze.
But yeah, so I showed up to there. I shot a video for them. I blasted on my Instagram. I tagged all the people that I saw that day or that were involved.
Right.
I tagged the local businesses and restaurants that I was involved. And what people don't see is that even though it may not look like a lot, those businesses and restaurants that I've tagged, they're going to be like, oh, wow, look, somebody made a video of us.
Yeah, yeah,
And so all of a sudden they're like, I'm going to share it, right?
yeah.
And so now your audience is able to see these other businesses in the area, right?
Sure.
And so you're getting these eyes that may have never seen these other businesses, but all of a sudden they see it.
You see it.
And then vice versa. And that's how I'm able to bring the community together. So when I post my videos, I'll be at Cervecito, tag Cervecito. Santos Pizza, tag Santos Pizza. Downtown. Wherever I am, I always like to involve the city
Of course.
because that's who we are.
Yeah.
It's who we are as people. What we bring to the city, and it's great to be a part of it.
But it's amazing how Santa Ana is a big city, but everybody knows. Everybody knows.
Everybody knows
Everybody
each
in
other.
Santa Ana. It's
Yep.
like all of a sudden, people know people, and it's interesting how many different, not even culture, different people's thinkings are in here in downtown Santa Ana, like what we're experiencing right now.
Yeah, so that's the other thing.
Yeah.
So right now, because of all the immigration reform that's going on from both the National Guard, the local residents, it's been a little bit difficult, not just for myself, but a lot of the businesses, the people. And one of the things that I notice a lot right now is that despite we're being separated through immigration, through National Guard, politics, I've never seen our city come together more close to offer resources. If someone needs food, someone needs water, rent assistance, a lot of our communities just coming together
Yeah.
a lot. And I think that's one of the most beautiful
Awesome.
things that our city can do.
Yeah.
And same thing, there's like ice raids. Instagram will post it. Everybody will talk about it. Be like, hey, everybody, watch out. They've been spotted on this area. They were spotted on this area. And so just to see our community be well informed and acknowledge what's going on,
Right.
is very important.
Yeah, that's a lot of stuff, and a lot of people coming together. Obviously, with the protests and so forth, we've experienced a lot of sides. Right, somebody's on this side, somebody's on that side, but when it comes, what comes to the end of the whole thing is we've all live in the city. We all love the city. I believe we all want the city not to be destroyed or damaged or vandalized, but we want the city to be this place that people want to come.
Yeah.
Because Santa Ana has changed a lot. I mean, in the last, La Cuatro was different back when I was in high school compared to how it is now.
Yeah.
And you have different kinds of people coming. I mean, when there is a Day of the Dead, this place is filled with different kinds of people from different kinds of cities. They don't just come from Santa Ana; they come from South County. I ran into somebody last year that came from Bakersfield to our Dia de los Muertos. So it's amazing how we can come together with certain events that are important too. Is culture, traditions, art. Art is, that's one of the things that we have to maintain, and we have that here in our city. So that's very important. So, well, anything else you'd like to add? I mean, I told you, you said we would go at 30 minutes. Look, we're at 48 minutes.
All right.
It goes fast, man. I'm telling you, it goes fast.
Does.
And it's always good to have a nice conversation. I like to bring in people that are in different kinds of fields. More than anything, information to our community. It's always about giving you guys information. We're not selling you anything, but we're here if you need any business. You're here if you need reels, need some help with your business, especially right now with the raids. Downtown Santa Ana businesses have definitely slowed down because there's a lot of people that used to go that are not going right now. So we need to come together and help each other out. And even in politics, there's been some controversial. I mean, I was up till 1:34 in the morning yesterday watching that city council.
I was watching it
meeting, and it's good that our young people are coming out and letting their voice be heard, about different things. But sometimes we don't see what's in the background. So, like, I know you posted something earlier where you were supporting Valeria Masco. I support her also. I've known her for a long, long time. And, there's certain times that I think people do not need to come out and point at each other. And it's just a matter of everybody coming together, whether you're a Democrat, you're a Republican, an immigrant or a resident or a U.S. citizen. We still need to come together because this is where we live. Yeah. This is where we live, and it's important to understand and always work with both sides because otherwise you're never going to get anything done. You're just going to go in circles. But every politician or every city leader decides how they want to present themselves. So it's one of those things that if you can't do that, then you at that point you're like, okay, I can't present myself that way. This is the way I should do it. And you know what? You can't win them all. Can't
No.
win them all.
Yeah.
It's tough. And there's great things that some of the politicians have done, and then there's great things that some of our mayors done. So I mean, it's just a matter of getting everything back to normal. It's kind of going back to normal. There's barricades are down on Santa Ana Boulevard.
That's good.
You got a few, of the National Guard still hanging out,
Yeah.
guarding the federal buildings. Nobody's
Shout out to Perla.
yeah, right across from Perla, and I saw a big sign right now while I was there that said our business has opened because obviously it's affecting everything, and nobody's going to go after the federal building. Nobody's that dumb. That happened on January 6th with the other guys. We're not going to destroy a federal building,
Yeah.
especially being Hispanic. We're not going to do that. But it takes a lot to come out and protest. So protesting is actually good. But let's protest peacefully. Let's protest, the way that we want to be treated, obviously. But then we have a lot of controversial people. I was hanging out Monday there at Cafe Cultura, and everything was cool till we had a guy with MAGA show up and with his horn and everything making noise.
Oh, I
It was
remember.
it was a fine residents of Santa Ana just hanging out.
Yep.
So this guy came in, and the amazing thing about it is they're they got balls because had 4 or 5 people, and there was at least 40 to 50 people on this side. So, and obviously we don't want to have violence. That's the biggest thing we don't want to have. We want to be able to work with our people and just ignore them, let it go, and we know where our final destination is, and we'll see what Cheeto Fingers decides to do next because we don't know. I mean, all of a sudden we don't know.
But damn, 1 to 10, I don't know. That's
I
kind
know.
of those odds are against you.
I know, but it's one of those things. It's like I don't know what to tell you, man. It's just go with the flow. Every single day, there's something new. Every single day, we got something new going on. You just don't know what you're gonna wake up to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
And what was it? I was actually there yesterday at the city hall while people were meeting outside.
Oh, trying to get into the city council.
Yeah, trying to get to the city council. And when I got there, everybody was very friendly. Everybody really was very, welcoming. They were talking about personal family members that were affected by ICE raids. They were talking about, constitutional rights that we have as human beings, rights as a person. And these are all very important things that we need to know.
Yeah.
And there was a saying that they used to tell us in Spanish in our old marketing class, or marketing job. And it would go, si no te sabes las leyes, no tienes, si no te sabes los derechos, no tienes derechos.
That's true.
Which translates to, if you don't know your rights, you don't have any.
Yeah.
And so to see people out there protesting and exercising their rights to protest, it's a good thing.
And I think what tended to happen where we were looking at, even if we saw this here, we saw this in LA, is during the protests, we had, which is fine, you guys are having fun out there, but I think when people were seeing that we were out there dancing and doing certain things, they were like, are they really protesting or are they having fun?
Yeah.
Is this really a way to show some being fun things? And I think that's the way it got kind of taken the wrong way by what the comments that our mayor made. But obviously, there was graffiti, there was different things. But then again, I also side on some of our council members. Jonathan Hernandez pointed out how some of our police did things that are not permitted. And I don't care what you are or who you go for. Our police should not be shooting rubber bullets at us. Should not be doing certain things to us. They're there to keep the peace, and if they're the ones that are starting it, then that's obviously not right. So I don't side with any politician. I have friends, and I try to shake everybody's hands and work with everybody. But when it comes to certain things, certain points, it's better to be the best person, the better person, than you being a Republican or Democrat or left side or whatever it is. It's working with everybody to get that final point across to get to the final point. So, anyways, that's my little political thing, guys, for today.
But that's also the thing. A majority of the protests that happen in Santa Ana are come out by the locals.
Yeah.
They're out here to talk about, hey, this is what's affecting us. This is what's affecting our community, our people. And then when the riots break out or people start going crazy, it's never from our city.
No,
it's never from our
they're
city.
coming from somewhere else.
And then people come out from other cities. Sure, they'll trash our city. Yeah, they'll graffiti it. Why do they? They don't care.
Okay.
They don't care. And so that's one of the big things that bothers me. Every time there's like a giant protest, there's
Yeah.
a giant rally. It always happens in Santa Ana.
Yeah.
Why doesn't it happen in Irvine? Why
Right.
doesn't it happen in Costa Mesa? I don't know.
Well,
It's
'cause
always in Santa Ana.
Santa Ana is 72% Hispanic. That's what happens here. And then the other thing is for the National Guard, I know you guys are really smart, but don't go to Home Depot. Don't go to these places, restaurants, hotels, where you got hard-working people getting up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning going to that. If you want to know where all the gangs are at and you want to know where all the drugs are at, I've been in Santa Ana for almost all my life. I can tell you, I've been here almost 52 years. So I can tell you where to go. But don't go after these people. Go after the people that you should be going after, the gang members, the people that are selling drugs, trafficking people, and stuff like that. Go after them. Why don't you go after them? You're scared of going there? I'm scared of going there. So, so it's like I don't hang out there. But
Yeah.
come on, Home Depot. You had guys being arrested on their bikes, running across and stuff like that. And if you're afraid about the guys working at Home Depot, why are you putting them in your car to go change your tile? Why are you bringing them into your house to change your tile? Why are you giving them water and food and then dropping them off back at Home Depot? Are you scared of them? No, you're not scared of them. You're just using them. You're using them, and they're willing to work to make some money and make some ends meet. We all have a purpose.
Yeah.
We don't have these guys. Who's going to pick our strawberries? We don't have these guys. Who's going to get the lettuce? You're going to have a salad that sells for 12. They're $12 now. I get a salad almost every day. They're $12 now. We don't have undocumented people picking that lettuce. That salad that's $12 now. It's going to be $20.
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
a lot of the produce is
Yeah.
gonna go up. Like a box of strawberries right now is gonna be like $5.
Yeah.
Next couple months it's gonna jump up to like 12.
You seen the price of watermelons? They're like $10 each, dude. And they used to be what, $5
Yeah.
last year? So I mean, everything's gone up. So use your obviously your constitutional right to be good more than anything, not to look at sides and look at everything that's happening in this country. So I know Victor and we go to a lot of political events and where we support different people. And like I said, we try to work with everybody. Do we have favorites? Well, I don't have favorites. I have friends sometimes.
Yeah.
And, I'm willing to speak to anybody about any of the issues. And I appreciate one person I do appreciate is Mr. Sarmiento coming out there and helping.
Yes.
But, there's good things that are from each side, like I said. Good things from that side, good things from the people that are against each other. But you guys all need to work together. You guys all need to work together to come to some kind of peace. So, thanks, Victor. Thanks for coming in, man. We're going an hour. We got 3 minutes. We'll be an hour. But give me your phone number there one more time. OC Reels. You guys looking for stuff? Right? Call my boy here, Victor.
Yeah. So again, my phone number is 714-640-4283. And yeah, just shoot me a text ahead of time. Let me know what you want to do. Do you want to grow your page? Do you want to get clients? Do you want to get leads? Give me a call. We'll sit down. We'll make a content, a strategy plan, and let's get you on there.
Cool. Well, I appreciate you coming in. Thanks
Thank
again.
you for having me. Appreciate
Thank you very much. And reach out to us, guys, for anything like that. We will see you guys next week, 7 o'clock, live from Santa Ana, California. Santana. California. Santana. Say it right. Santana, California. We'll be here at OC Biz Live, OC Biz Live Latino, where we do it in English and Spanish. We do it whatever we want, actually. We mix it up. We do some Spanglish. That's what we do. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for joining us. Don't know who my guest will be, but we'll be here live next Wednesday. Talk to you guys soon. Goodbye. All right. 52 minutes.
Whatever. I beat Charlie.